Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
Where do we come from?
Mystery,
what are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from?
Mystery,
what are we?
Where
are we going? Where do we come from?
Mystery,
what are we?
Where
are we going? Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
Good morning. Welcome to Horizon Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Saj Survey. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm serving as your worship associate this morning. I'm joined by our worship leader, Reverend Chris Rothbauer, whose pronouns are they, them, their. As we prepare for our service this morning, please be sure to check your order of service for important announcements about congregational life. Now let us join our voices in our responsive welcome. You'll find the words projected on the screen behind me. To all who are yearning for community, come in, be among us. To all who are just getting started, to all who long to go deeper, to all who with tender places needing care, come in, be among us. To the ones who have healed and have care to give, for those who are curious and hungry to learn, for those who know they have something to teach, come in, be among us. For the ones who are just beginning to suspect they might nurture others' becoming, to the young and the old, the innocent and the jaded, the fresh of mind and the deeply steeped, there is room here for each and every one. Come in, be among us, whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey. No matter who you are, the people you love, how you look, what you can or cannot do, you are welcome here, just as you are, in this community of care and concern. Come in, be among us. We will continue our conversation at coffee hour immediately following the service in the fellowship hall. Welcome, and let us worship together.
As we come together this morning, let us open our hearts to awe, to the possibility of feeling wonder at our place in the universe and the grand scope of it all, because no matter how small, we are here, each and every one of us, a part of this grand tapestry that asks only that we play our part, and therein lies the mystery, that no matter how small we seem and how big the universe, we are, each of us, interdependent with all that is, and it is in this that we can build beloved community that can itself act as a container for each of us, bigger than any one of us, and yet we are a part of it. As we contemplate this mystery, come, let us worship together.
Consider this tiny flame as a beacon of the wonder. It's a messenger from times past of the mystery that permeates our ever-changing universe and the miraculous place we hold in it. This flame holds the weavings of time without end. May it carry us during our time together, a reminder of this wonderful world and the sacredness it represents. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in our affirmation, which is printed on the back of your order of service and projected on the screen behind me. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in harmony with the earth. Thus do we covenant together. I invite you to remain standing and join us in singing our opening hymn, hymn number 1068 in the teal hymnal, Rising Green.
My blood doth rise in the roots of yon oak, her sap doth run in my veins, boundless my soul like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain, where the stars, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold the weavings of time without end, my side as deep as the sea, beating my heart sounds the measures of old, that of love's eternity, that of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand. Winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green, rising green to bring a new day.
I wondered if, well, let me put it this way. Before we start our Time for All Ages today, I want to present a mystery to you, and I hope you can solve it. So first of all, I want us to see some photos in just a second, and I want you to guess what's in common about them, how they're all related, and I'm going to give you a hint. It's a feeling. So would our EV team slowly show the 5 photos? Let's take a look at them. right. So, can you guess why I chose these photos and what they all have in common? It's a feeling. Would you all just wonder? So close. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, I probably called on you last. Yes, awe, the feeling of awe. Well, I'll just know not to call on Deb anymore. And so I did hope you would say you felt awe. And can someone tell me, like, what are the characteristics of awe? What is awe? That's a big question, isn't it? Maybe just naming how it feels.
Feeling how amazing it is to be even a tiny part of such a huge and complex existence.
Yeah, so how amazing it is to just be a tiny part of this huge and complex existence, correct? What else what else is awe? I mean, that's a lot of it. What else is there? Yeah, you're part of something bigger than yourself, if I paraphrase that correctly. Are there any other characteristics that you know?
For me, at first, I don't even think anything. It's just a feeling of wow.
A feeling and thinking wow to yourself is, yeah? How about just one more? Does anybody else want to add to anything about that feeling of awe? Magical, yeah, I think you all got it. And so I just wrote this, a feeling, that awe is the feeling we get like right here, that we're in the presence of something magnificent and powerful that makes us feel wonder. It's one of the inspirations that inform our Unitarian Universalist spirituality. And I know I had some pictures up there. Some were our personal pictures, like being in La Jolla, seeing the Pacific Ocean in the beautiful blues. But have you ever felt awe, and where did it happen? I'd love to hear from some of our younger people, too. We'll just ask two people. If you felt awe, when did it happen? Where was it? The Grand Canyon, for sure. In New Mexico. And is there a certain place in New Mexico? On top of a big mountain? Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sure you all can think of many different places like the ones we saw here. And if you were here for worship on July 27th, you would have learned that one of my spiritual ancestors, Sophia Line Faz, emphasized the importance of awe in our lives, and especially in children's lives in faith formation. And especially when they wonder about the mysteries of the natural world, because it is with nature that we often feel spiritual. And one thing I appreciate about feeling awe is that it can challenge how I understand the world, and it can be transformative, as you know, is one of our values. And I did some reading about awe, and it's very important. It helps us, of course, bolster our spirituality, but it helps us feel more connected and even generous. And it helps us even feel better because it helps us put things in perspective. So thank you for listening and telling me about the times you felt awe. And now it's time for the kids and me to go have an awesome time in class. Thank you.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
I come on Sunday feeling weary, having worn out the snooze button on my alarm clock. I come on Sunday feeling frightened, having seared my eyes reading the latest news. I come on Sunday feeling burdened, having fretted about my workday worries. But I leave Sunday service feeling refreshed, having been renewed by the spirit of love and community that exists here. I leave Sunday service feeling whole, feeling lifted up by the words of righteous challenge. I leave Sunday service feeling energized, ready to continue our fight for peace and justice. This haven, this refuge, this place of worship and wonder exists because we make it so with our contributions, the gifts of our time, our skills, our food, our love, our laughter, and yes, our money. Please join me in giving so that we may continue to have a place that fortifies and challenges us in these trying and troubled times. Thank you to our members and friends who give and pledge electronically. If you would like to give electronically, you may do so on the Breeze app or online at horizonuu.org/donate. The offering will now be joyfully given and received. Thank you for your generosity.
All the colors, yes, the colors we see in the springtime with all of its flowers. All the colors, when the sunlight shines out through a rift in the cloud and it showers. All the colors, as a rainbow appears when a storm cloud is touched by the sun. All the colors abound for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. All the colors, yes, the colors of people parading on by with their banners. All the colors, yes, the colors of pennants and streamers and plumes and bandanas. All the colors, yes, the colors of people now taking their place in the sun. All the colors abound for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun.
We now take time to honor the sorrows and joys of this community, knowing that we are all interconnected and that what affects one affects us all. And I just have to note, we have 5 joys this morning. 3 of them are for the same thing. Happy 98th birthday to Taya Morton. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Taya. Happy birthday to you. And one of the joys notes that there might be cake in the fellowship hall after the service for Taya. Linda Perry shares a joy that every kindness, no matter how small, adds kindness into the world. And Lisa Casto shares a joy. It was a joy to see that our former member, Sean Pruitt, has taken a new position as Director of Religious Education in Tacoma, Washington. And we light a candle this morning to honor all the joys and sorrows which have gone unspoken and reside only in our hearts. Will you please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation in whatever way feels right? Spirit of life and love, gods and goddesses of many and no names, there is so much in the world to be in awe of. The faithful flowing of rivers to the sea, the laughter of a baby, the distant star that reminds us how small we are, the laws of science that humble in knowledge, the spark of love expressed between people, communities that hold us through good and bad times, the possibilities that exist when we join our voices to transform the world, As we contemplate the awe and wonder in the universe, may the spark be kindled and nourished in our hearts, and may we be reminded of how important each of us, yes, even me, yes, even you, are in the grand scheme of it all. And may we rest in the mystery, content that we will never understand everything, but it is still enough. Blessed be.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
A reading from Peter Friedrichs. What is the history of anything? This apple, let's say, that my grandson just picked as he sits on my shoulders, feet dangling like parentheses around my heart. Its father, a random visitor guided to Mother Flower by ancient knowledge, from a teeming hive of workers intent on serving their queen. That was brought to this orchard by an itinerant keeper who in spring drove 1,000 coffee-fueled miles in under a month in a truck badly in need of a muffler, all the while reliving the fight he had with his wife just before he left home, wishing his cell phone had service. Whose juice that drips in my hair from the boy's first taste of autumn mere moments ago flowed through the veins of this tree, which was planted decades before by a man with 3 sons, one of whom he disowned over what now, in hindsight, seems trivial. Not to mention the rain that fell this summer, broadcast in sheets of lightning and thunder, that woke the baby who lives in a moldy basement apartment on the night before her father's first day of work in more than a year, when he desperately needed the sleep. And the sun, whose rays crossed 93 million miles in under 10 minutes to fall on those leaves, and the face of my neighbor, who, I learned just last week, has skin cancer. This child on my shoulders, I hope, will remember me and this day, so full of sweetness and laughter and the simple pleasure of fruit.
Take the seed that you have and plant it here. Give it water and time for a day or a year. Take the seed that you have and plant it here. Give it love, 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 give it love. Give it love, give it love, give give it love. Take the dream that you have and dream it here. Give it courage and time for a day or a year. Take the dream that you have and dream it here. Give it love, 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 give it love. Take the song that you have and sing it here. Give it strength and time for a day or a year. Take the song that you have and sing it here. Give it love, 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 give it love. Give it love, 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 give it love.
I took my hometown for granted when I was a kid. There's no way around it. The air always felt stale growing up in the suburbs of Louisville and southern Indiana, like there wasn't much to do. If your idea of a fun Saturday afternoon wasn't a day of football, either on television or in the streets with the other kids of the neighborhood. My differences often seemed like shades of gray in a sea of pastels and stark comparison to the tone of who I was supposed to be. And stubborn as I am, I think a part of me took on difference as a personality trait to the point that I've had to figure out who I even am as an adult. Suffice it to say, I sequestered myself to my room much of the time, especially after I got my first television set. Fiction was safe and familiar and distant. I didn't have to think about it telling me I wasn't enough or pressuring me to do things I didn't want to do. My goal was to do what I had to do so I could get away from my hometown as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible didn't seem easy to do. I remember years ago a teacher telling us that a significant number of people, I think something like 75%, who grew up in my hometown never moved more than 50 miles away. I scoffed at this. I couldn't imagine a life where I never left my hometown, where that was all I would ever know, and I was determined to beat those odds, whatever it took. As I look back on it, I think so much of my childhood was spent rebelling against the state of my life that I never had a chance to truly develop a relationship with my hometown. I read stories about people with deep roots in the land, and I get quite jealous because there are times when I don't feel like I have that sort of relationship with the word home. I've come to realize over the years that it's not the fault of anyone or any place I've ever lived, but that my early vision of the world was a drab one, constantly in conflict, where happiness was fleeting and the whole world seemed to be against me. It was like the world was in black and white and the colors washed out. And yes, I'm old enough to remember black and white television. That is quite what it seems like. What was left was digestible, even understandable, but there was something missing from the overall presentation. Sure, it seemed lifelike, but the only crayons I had to work with were black, white, and gray. And that can be quite limiting to the artistic vision if you've ever tried to paint. It didn't help that in high school, we took a trip to Chicago. The first time I'd ever been to a city that size. I remember feeling mesmerized at everything. Looking up at the Sears Tower, taking in the scale of it, and then back down on the streets below from the observation deck. Walking down Michigan Avenue and seeing all these dazzling stores that we didn't have back in my hometown. And taking a trip on the L through the Loop, which was a crash course in a world I'd never been a part of. A world that seemed foreign to me in so many ways, but that I wanted to be a part of. This suburban Indiana kid who had never known the sounds of cars honking that much at rush hour. Or the idea that there were pizza places like Uno's that made delicious slices of Chicago-style pizza, and some of them didn't even close at night. Or even the stench of the street after a downpour as the water clamored to rejoin Lake Michigan as a big blue tapestry. Coming home after that trip was a letdown of epic proportions. And I dreamed of one day living in Chicago. In fact, if you go into my office, you'll notice a Chicago Cubs and a Chicago Fire pennant on my wall. I've never completely let go of that. I didn't completely understand how I was feeling, but I knew I wanted to have it again. It was like something was unlocked within me, and there was more to life than how I'd been living. Something was missing, and I blamed my hometown for it. In retrospect, I think Albert Einstein described best how I was feeling when he said, "He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead, his eyes are closed." I wasn't able to stop and wonder about anything in my hometown because I was so desperate to leave. I'd had a lot of bad experiences there, if we're honest, and yet I had to live there, and it was like an anvil on my soul. This inability to feel awe and wonder, it kills something within a person. From an early age, I'd developed routines to cope with the constant pressures I was facing, and this is not so unusual in today's world, when the pressures of job and family and career don't leave time for a lot of variety. It creates a world where, in general, many people know exactly what to expect from their day-to-day lives. Like that old black and white television. Life can become dull and colorless, and this has an effect on mental and physical health. And it was compounding, one thing after another for me, something I couldn't escape, but that time in Chicago did shift it. It shifted me out of my usual routine and the world I knew into something drastically different. I wouldn't realize what had happened until many years later, in fact, a decade later, when I spent a total of 2 years in Britain. The day-to-day life of living in a foreign country, of learning new ways and making new friends and exploring new places, boy, if you like adventure, and you like not knowing where you're going, go live in a foreign country for a year that you've never been to. Every day felt like I was an explorer in a new world, hiking the Kent countryside, supporting the Sheffield ice hockey team. Yes, they have ice hockey in Britain. It's mostly NHL rejects, but you take what you can get. And taking advantage of cheap airfare to explore Europe and even North Africa. I learned to appreciate life then by becoming curious about it. In Britain, everything was new and there was always something to discover. Every time I thought I could pass as a British person, they threw something else at me. Like a child discovering their immediate world for the first time, I was searching for the answers to the mystery of who I was. How do people here live? What are people's lives like? What do they do in their free time? Watch football and rugby, of course. And where was the sacred in this new place? Something was unlocked that seemed so natural. A sense of wonder, a desire to understand the world and the things in it. You'll forgive me, there's a picture that I meant to send Steve in advance, and it's totally my fault that I forgot to do it. He didn't even know I was thinking about it, so he couldn't remind me. But there's a picture of me sitting on top of the white cliffs of Dover shortly after my arrival, lost in thought, looking out across the English Channel towards the French coast I couldn't see but had faith was there. I think it's emblematic of how my life had shifted, and like a paint can being spilled on a white canvas, it seemed the color was back in my life. And you know what? When I got back to Louisville, a strange thing happened. I went through the reverse culture shock that they warned me about, where I wanted nothing more than to be back there, but more and more, I gained a greater appreciation for my hometown. Yes, there were plenty of bad things that happened there that I'd rather forget, but I could also see the draw of the city. The beautiful skyline at night where I took Calvin on one of our first dates. The Bardstown Road strip full of coffee shops and local stores and eateries where much of my taste was shaped as a young adult. The number of places to hike and climb around the region and how it just seemed to be different than most other places. But I won't forgive them for not getting the soccer team until after I left. Nothing about the city had changed. Well, it had, but it hadn't either. What had changed was me. With a little sense of awe and wonder, I could understand the city so clearly and why so many people, including my parents, chose to call it a home. When I left yet again for my first settled ministry, it was with a little bit of sadness because I had finally learned to appreciate the place where I grew up. I have no regrets about coming to North Texas, but Louisville will always be home, and it's on our short list of places that would be nice to retire back to eventually. American businessman Craig Hatkoff once said, "I have always tried to live by the awe principle. That is, can I find awe and wonder and enchantment in the most mundane things conceivable?" And maybe that's the key. It's easy to find awe and wonder in a sunset or a mountain or an ocean, but can I find it in a skyscraper or a crack in the sidewalk, or, God forbid, for any of us who commute on a daily basis, in a traffic jam? Yes, a traffic jam. I wonder if it would shift our focus if we wondered about the other people in the mess that we are. What are their stories? How did this traffic jam start to begin with? And how are we all going to get to where we're going? What if we could see every moment as a mystery waiting to be solved? Vietnamese Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, I think I may have told this story before, but it's one of my favorites because he liked to assign novices to dishwashing duty. He believed it was important to those dedicated to spiritual practice to learn to be mindful in daily, mundane tasks. And he challenged them to make that chore the focus of their spirituality. He was fond of saying you could see the universe anywhere in anything if you had the right mindset. Maybe another way of saying this is that even mundane tasks such as dishes or navigating a traffic jam can be a portal to fulfillment if I can bring the right mindset to it. One of curiosity, the type that brings awe and wonder when I least expect it. And perhaps that's how each of us can nurture a sense of wonder and awe in our lives, by creating as many opportunities as possible for us to find it when we least expect it. Maybe it's a foreign country with different culture or customs, or maybe it's in your dishes, or the love of a dog or a cat, or the face of a child. Where are the opportunities for you to be jarred out of the mundane by the call of mystery, the reminder bell that rings to bring us back, the attention back to the things that matter, that bring color and texture to a world that's so easy to take for granted? I'll be the first to tell you I don't do this perfectly. None of us do. But if you come up to me afterwards and say, it's so hard, I'll say, well, what if you just committed to one time? One time today, or this week, or this month, or this year. And once you've done your one time, do another time. What would that be like? I believe awe and wonder are a prerequisite for the next stage of our mystery search, finding meaning in a world that often seems meaningless or even cruel. But as I found out, awe and wonder can be a great thing in its own right, since it helps life seem a little more worth living, especially in the difficult times that inevitably come. And maybe my shades of gray will seem brighter when I realize that the beauty that is always surrounding me, and when I have the vision to find them. May it be so.
Mystery,
Mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery.
mystery,
Where do
mystery, life is a
we
riddle and a
come
mystery.
from?
Mystery,
Where do
mystery, life is
we
a riddle and a mystery.
come from?
Mystery,
Where do
mystery, life is
we
a riddle
come
and a mystery.
from?
Mystery,
Where do
mystery, life is a
we
riddle and a
come
mystery.
from? Mystery,
We extinguish this flame, but not our commitment to welcome radically, love boldly, grow spiritually, and serve courageously. This we do because we envision a beloved community filled with compassion, helping all to thrive in a just world. I would like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, hymn number 1064 in the Teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the light of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, and the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. Mid universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
We're going to try a little experiment this morning after the benediction. After I'm finished with the benediction, we invite you to not take that as your opportunity to run away as quickly as possible, because Pam is going to have an announcement, and we're going to try seeing how announcements go at the end of the service, because it's something she needs a lot of help with, or it's going to be a lot of work for a small number of people. But if each of us helps, I think you'll find that it won't be a lot of work. And then after that, Mona will do the reprise. So see how that goes? May the spark of wonder go with you and bring a feeling of awe at the mystery of this blue boat home, that we may each know how small and yet how important to the continued spinning of the earth we are. We take the fire within us and share it with others as we go. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace.
So, you all know what's happening next Friday and Saturday, right? Everybody knows. Horizon Players, Friday night, 8 o'clock. You can get here as early as 7:30. It's open seating. We have delicious desserts and snacks and all kinds of wonderful things, not to mention the wonderful play and the original music by Joel Whiten. Saturday night, if you want to get out a little bit earlier, we have a 6 o'clock curtain, so you can get here at 5:30, get home in time. My son might even still be out. But what we need your help with So the magic is about to happen in here where we transform the sanctuary into the theater. So if you will help take all the hymnals from under the seats, whether they're under yours or anybody else's, and take them to the book cart back there where Anne is, and pile them up there, that will help a great deal. Yes, there's cake for Taya. We want to have Taya's birthday. But we also will eventually need some help moving the chairs out if you have the time today. But please come to the show. It's called Robot Roundup. And is there a little mystery in this play? Perhaps. Come and see. See you then. Thank you.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Let them eat cake.